But to a yogi, to the one who has experienced Kundalini, Kundalini is never talked about, seldom talked about. The reason is when we talk about Mother Kundalini, there's so much to say about her, and it becomes a disrespect when we say that little. Secondly, this is spoken, Mother Kundalini is spoken only to those who are ready to hold this energy, who are able to worship her in their sacred space within. So, the reason why in the yoga tradition there is the emphasis on the Guru giving the Shakti path, and Shakti path can come in so many forms. Nandhi will talk about that a while later. But the deeper dimensions of Mother Kundalini is, it is like a seed given. And this seed of awakening grows. It needs a fertile soil. And that fertile soil is necessarily how mature we are in our spiritual realities to be able to hold it. So this is Mother Kundalini, a very powerful subject to talk about. So for Nandhi, the experience to hear about Mother Kundalini was first to our first Guru. We were in school, we just passed out of school actually, and at that time we met Uncle Lewis, who was from England. And Nandhi was searching for a guru, seeking for a guru. All our childhood we were seeking someone to guide us, someone who could talk about God, talk about the mystical elements. And it turned out that our first guru was from England, who had come down to India, and he needed help in our hometown. It was a holiday, and Nandhi's job was to take him down to the factories. And he started, we connected. The moment we met, we connected. And Nandhi realized Uncle Lewis was his first guru. He was British. He was 60 years old. He was a vegetarian, living in London, having a cold shower every day. And he would come down to India once every 6 months. Every 6 months he would come down. And so when we met Nandhi, there was this tremendous, beautiful portal of time that opened up for Nandhi, when here was someone who Nandhi could speak about and ask him questions, and he would, and so he had his own experience of Mother Kundalini. And that was, one day he woke up and he found light going up his spine, and he had so much of power. At that time he felt he could actually put his hand out and even stop a train. That's the extent of power he felt he had. And he felt so happy. And then much later, he could not retrieve it again. So he kept coming to India, actually seeking it. So here was someone who was telling Nandhi about Mother Kundalini, about all the esoteric aspects of the waking up process. And for Nandhi, this was such a beautiful thing to learn more about. But we also realized certain things, like, when concepts are passed to us, it's always better to have it as an experience rather than to hear about it. So we knew our time would come to actually understand Mother Kundalini from the perspective of experience. So years later, we went through our death experience. Now, just before our death experience, Uncle Lewis had died in England. And there was a tremendous loss for Nandhi, a tremendous loss. At that time, we held him as a foster father, a spiritual father. And so it was so painful to have someone leave. And it was just about, say, a month and a half later was Nandhi's own death experience. And in this death experience was slowly feeling a seed of light, blue light, grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and finally become the soul fitting inside his body. As you know, the process initially was so painful. We were taken actually to a death experience. So the process was so painful because it was like, see these beads over here? Each of this is a death that we go through. But what is the thread by itself is the eternal life. So when you say we go through a death experience, you're experiencing so many deaths in so many lifetimes. So we went through that, and when we woke up, our waking up process was mostly through the mantra energies as a seed. And this seed energy of light blue grew and grew and grew and grew and grew, and then it became big, and it became felt that blue being was inside this body. And next day, Bhairava Sekha Swami was doing a Sivalinga Puja. And while he was doing the Sivalinga Puja, I could feel the awakening of being the spirit, the blue being inside, celebrating and celebrating and celebrating. And at that time, Nandhi was crying. Nandhi was crying for the reason that Uncle Lewis wasn't here. He spoke so much about this, but here was Mother Kundalini that Nandhi could have for all the time. We knew this Mother Kundalini that we were experiencing, we could keep and take home with us. And that came in the form of a lingam through learning the Sivalinga Puja. So, at that point in time, through our initiation, death experience initiation, and next day puja, we were given a lingam at Srikalahasti. And we take the lingam back home, and we were so happy. Now we have the divine being with us to worship at any time, and we could experience the same states of joy that we experienced up on the mountain, up on the hillock in Srikalahasti. So, when we came home with the lingam, it was such a joyful experience to know that now he and I and he are one, and we can make ourselves one through the lingam worship. So every day, Nandhi would, every day in the morning and in the evening, Nandhi would do the Sivalinga Puja. And Sivalinga Puja went on and on until sometimes in the morning it would take us 6 hours of puja time. Sometimes at night it could go on to sometimes 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Sometimes the puja could even last for 24 hours, going into the puja, meditating, going to the puja and meditating. It was a continuous, beautiful, beautiful process. But as we went on and on and on into the lingam, we began to realize there was a lot of changes happening around us in so many different ways. The first thing we realized was we were never hurt. Could remember going to the forest, going through all these places, and actually literally stepping on a thorn bush and still the thorn not penetrating. So we could feel the Mother Kundalini energy rise in different ways. For instance, we could feel something like a white light coming out of our body. Those were days when the energies of the puja was so much the energies of Mother Kundalini awake, and we understood that when the inner fire is alight, that is Mother Kundalini rising and rising and rising and rising. So through this period was being the witness, watching all the dimensions of Mother Kundalini in so many different ways. For instance, when we would sleep, it would hardly be a dream. It would just be close our eyes and we know we are in the womb of eternity. We wake up in 3 hours and it's like as though we slept for 1,000,000 years and we are back. Now, that puja was the puja and the mantra and the energy that the Guru giving it to Nandhi was like Mother Kundalini was given in a proper way. It was handed over to us in a nice, beautiful way. Now, when Nandhi reads about Mother Kundalini, when we see these, video clips of people jumping around with Mother Kundalini and so all sort of crazy things happening to people, we understand that when that energy, that fire is woken up, this fire, this sacred fire, needs a container, needs to be understood as a state of consciousness that we ride. Mother Kundalini is a state of consciousness that we ride. We understand Mother Kundalini as our own inner fire. We grow the fire. We work the fire through each chakra. For those of us over here who have been with Nandhi through these live streams, you may have noticed that we've been traveling through each chakra. We are traveling through the awakening of Mother Kundalini. But when we travel through with the knowing, it's beautiful. It's safe. It's result oriented. So what is the result of awakening Mother Kundalini? It is to step into the 24/7 meditation. It is to step into completing the worship. It is to step into tending the fire, getting the blessings of the fire, and stepping into the human realities. This is Mother Kundalini to us. Now, a word of caution. Never, ever compare yourself with anybody in your journey to light. In other words, especially Mother Kundalini, because they say Mother Kundalini climbs up like a snake, or climbs up like ants, or jumps up and down and up and down and up and down like a spider. They say Mother Kundalini is so many ways. In other words, this is unique experience. Everyone has a very unique experience. There are certain experiences which we could say, is pretty common. Like, for instance, the hands heating up, feeling the energy surge. Now, we see her as Mother Kundalini. We see as Mother Kundalini. So, if we have to allow her to grow in us, there's a space that we provide for her inside ourselves. So let's begin our own inner journey with Mother Kundalini, knowing that Mother Kundalini is with us through the mantra, through the journey. Now, before we begin, let Nandhi mention to you a story about Ganesha. See, all of us are understanding Lord Ganesha as to what we have heard about. Of course, we have our personal experiences, but we need to see Ganesha from the yogic perspective. And the yogic perspective is, Goddess Kundalini did not want Lord Shiva to enter her. In other words, enter her at his will. In other words, whenever there is the element of bhakti, there's a wake-up going on. It's Lord Shiva, which is the eternal energies coming together with the inner fire, the inner energies of within us that wakes up Mother Kundalini. So, Goddess Sakti Mother Kundalini created Ganesha out of her own dirt. In other words, that Ganesha, the root chakra, is also attributed to the karmic content of energy. That is, E is equal to mc square. The mc square content is the earth element, the material element, the physical element. So, but Ganesha was put there in charge. Later, when they replaced his head with an elephant head, the elephant is representative of the primal energies of goddess Kundalini. It will take us where we want it to go. But put on a human body, in other words, a human purpose, in other words, a human birth, this Mother Kundalini can be guided upwards. In other words, all of this begins as a root chakra. So, see, whenever we go into any mantra and go into the states of joy within the mantra, that joy will create timelessness, and that timelessness will expand maybe for minutes, for hours, or even for days, or even for months. So it is all related to the states of joy, and that states of joy that we are awakening itself is Mother Kundalini. So, let's go into Ganapati, make a straw with the tongue, take a deep inhale. Go down to the root chakra and let's say the mantra for Ganapati and awaken the inner fire within us. Receive the mantra. Ring, Ang, Ung, Ganapati. Conceptualize the seed within you being woken up. And that seed within you is 2.5 coils. Nandhi would also like to send you the symbol of Ganapati, the ancient Siddhar symbol of Ganapati. Later on, email Nandhi. When you email Nandhi, would like to send you that symbol. That's a symbol of good luck, auspicious start. That's also the symbol of waking up Kundalini within ourselves. Rub your palm together and feel the warmth. And as you feel the warmth, feel the mantra fire connecting with the hands and the warmth, and feel the warmth. Take the blessings, receive the blessings. So, as we go on to Mother Kundalini, what Nandhi mentioned was that there is a state of joy that guides us. This state of joy is able to give us the grace of stillness through timelessness. So, this state of joy is the inner dance, the dance within the stillness, which is the dance within the stillness again. So when we are meditating, when we are chanting, when we are going into a deeper state as union with Source God, we are experiencing the dance and being the dance within. And this dance is within ourselves clockwise. So when we are saying this mantra, feel the energy go clockwise within ourselves all the way from the roots and feel that as Mother Kundalini swirling upwards. Ringam as we do this, straighten the lower back, straighten the spine. See, when we meditate, the area that bothers us most is our back, especially the spine, especially the lower back. The lower back is very important for two reasons. One, that is where Mother Kundalini needs to come arise from. So the lower back needs to be very strong. The second dimension is, whenever the aging process begins, it is the lower back that begins to take the hit. So if we strengthen the lower back, we are able to enhance our rejuvenative abilities. So, as we say the mantra, swirl Mother Kundalini clockwise from the root chakra all the way from the tailbone of the spine and upwards. Take a deep inhale, hold the breath. Go into the left breath. Exhale to the left by pressing your big left toe down. You will imagine yourself breathing through the left. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the left. So, Mother Kundalini is a snake-like fire that climbs up, and as she climbs up hissing, she climbs up singing, she climbs up joyfully dancing, and as we climb up above the navel, let it be the Guru. Mama Mama Siva Guru Nada, Mama Mama Nima Guru Nada. Place both your hands above your navel, your left hand above your right hand. Mama Mama Nima Guru Nada, 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 Mama Mama Nima Guru Nada. Bring both your palms together. Place both your palms pressing your heart chakra. In other words, let the back part of your hand press toward your body and press toward the heart chakra, so you can actually feel the pressure. Rama 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 Ram. Jai Guru Etane, Jai Guru Etane. The heart chakra is like a testing place. If we pass the heart, if we are able to dissolve and graduate from the heart, we can ascend upwards. What allows us to graduate from the heart is love. What allows us to graduate from the heart is understanding this love to be unconditional, and understanding this love to be three-dimensional, and understanding ourselves to be in the three-dimensional being who is perceiving love as in its most unconditional form. So, the three-dimensional being that we are is Akasha Lingam, that is the infinite sky as a lingam that we are, infinity as a lingam. The body itself as a lingam, the heart as a lingam, the heart center as a lingam, the shrine within as a lingam. So when you say Rama Rama Rama, let's expand ourselves to the infinite being that we are. Rama Rama say the mantra, feel a whole body glow in Mother Kundalini. Feel a whole body glow in the essence of Source, the essence of the mantra, the essence of God, the essence of the resonance. Rama, 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 Rama. Rama, 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 Rama. Take a deep inhale, hold the breath. When you come into the heart chakra, understand that the heart chakra can absorb us into a state of Samadhi, total union, total states of union of joy. Feel this too as Mother Kundalini, but feel that we are the consciousness within Mother Kundalini. Rama 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 Rama. Worship these energies. Rub your palms together. Take the blessings. Take the sacred blessings. Feel the warmth. Feel Mother Kundalini. Take the blessings. So, through the throat chakra is where we are dissolving karma. When Mother Kundalini rises up through the throat chakra, almost in a moment, all the karmic stuff starts swirling around. What happens when Mother Kundalini wakes up is, she is saying, hey, I am the soul, I am the supreme ghost within you, I am Shiva, I am the infinite, infinite, infinite. But as she says this, we are dealing also with the human realities. We are dealing with whatever we are in the human realities. If we were in the cave, it would matter differently as much as it would matter very differently. But when we are in the human realities, we are being tossed several lifetimes all in one. Why? Because all those lifetimes of the previous have to dissolve away. So, when the light of Mother Kundalini wakes up, at that point in time it is important to hold God, Source, Goddess, Source with us. When Nandhi says God, it necessarily means Goddess, Goddess, God. It makes all the same. Only it begins with the difference of breath. So, go into the dimensions of Lord Shiva, being the protective energies through the awakening of Mother Kundalini. This is very important to understand. Having Lord Shiva as being Lord Shiva and enjoying Goddess Kundalini. And this is cosmic making of love. So, let's go into Lord Shiva's energy of the throat chakra. Shiva. Feel our whole being, feel our whole being as Lord Shiva, the divine being dwelling in us, the divine infinity that we are, that divine light in the heart chakra. Jai Guru Vedanai, Jai Guru Vedanai. So we would want to invoke Lord Shiva along with Goddess Shakti. Lord Shiva is able to be the spirit having the human experience as that which is the higher consciousness working alongside with wisdom and intellect. Kundalini, Mother Kundalini is another state of consciousness. In Nandhi's personal experiences back in India, we still remember there was this, when we get into the spiritual pathway, we do become naive. We are like a baby, 5-year-old baby. And there was this magic, fortune teller who could say amazingly accurate fortune. And Bhairava Sekha Swami used to mention to Nandhi, when you wake up, Lord Shiva, if there's any black magic around you, or if there's any black magician around you, you will simply absorb the black magician's powers, and the person will not have any more power. That's the power of Lord Shiva. When we awaken Lord Shiva, no magic or no magician can come near you. That's why we are able to sit in the crematorium and meditate. We are able to swirl every force, good, bad and ugly, to Lord Shiva. And when we swirl all the beings, all the ethereal beings, all the spirits, any being, any entity, living and non-living, we are able to spin that into Lord Shiva, we become the Guru. In other words, all the beings are in harmony with us. So when we are with Mother Kundalini, we need to understand Lord Shiva as the container of Goddess Kundalini. And that Lord Shiva we are, and enjoying Mother Kundalini and enjoying the cosmic lovemaking. Coming back about the dance of Mother Kundalini. Yes, of course, dancing is one of the most primal ways of connecting to God. Simply because what is greater than other than offering a mind and a body to the divinity? And as you dance, there's a twirl happening, there's a dance happening. But only after the dance is done, sit down, meditate, and let that energy be yours within as the inner fire of stillness within the dance and a dance within the stillness. And take those energies as meditative energies. In other words, do your dance as a yoga. But at the end of the yoga, do your puja. Puja is celebrate the divine after that. Light a lamp. Enjoy those moments of going within. So, if we see the picture of Mother Kundalini, she goes up like this and like this, right? There's a coil in which she goes. In other words, when you breathe in through the left, that is working with the right brain. And when you breathe into your right, that is working with the left brain. That's actually Mother Kundalini going through these channels that are already there, but understanding Mother Kundalini as the snake twirling through the two breaths, the moon breath and the sun breath, and twirling through the chakras and moving and swirling upwards. Let's invoke Mother Kundalini as the goddess. Sarva Mangala. Sarva means everything. Mangala is auspiciously beautiful. Mangala is blossoming. Mangala is graced by the divine. Sarva Mangala. Let the whole world be graced by the divine goddess, Goddess Kundalini. Sarva Mangala Narumma 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 Mangala mangalam. As you breathe in, hold the breath. Now feel Mother Kundalini rise as your own state of consciousness, rising and rising and rising and rising. Go into the states of Mother Kundalini joy through the mantra. Sarva Mangala Dharma 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 Mangala 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 Dharma Mangala Dharma Mangala Dharma Mangala Dharma Mangala Sarva Mangala Dharma Mangala Dharma Mangala Dharma Mangala 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 Dharma Mangala Dharma Mangala Dharma Mangala. Take a deep inhale, hold the breath, and through the right let Lord Shiva rise as in the mantra Arakara Sankara Jaya Jaya Sankara. Allow Lord Shiva to rise from the right side and move to the left brain. Aragara Sangara Jaya Jaya Sangara Arakara Sangara Jaya Jaya Sangara Aragara 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 Sangara Jaya Jaya Sangara. As we say the mantra, to feel Mother Kundalini herself blossom. For Mother Kundalini itself to say, I am the Mother, I am the Goddess, I am God, I am light, I am joy, I am the pillar of light. See the pillar of light within ourselves as we say the mantra. And also imagine and know, rather than imagine, we simply know that this is Source, this is God, and all the angelic beings of light is swirling and swirling and go swirling clockwise and rising up, and that swirl is our Mother Kundalini. All the angelic beings of all the universes are swirling and swirling and swirling and climbing up over the center, the pillar of light, and the mantra energy is the pillar of light, but it's also swirling around and rising up, and this is the Mother Kundalini. Aragara Sangara Jaya Jaya Sangara 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 Aragara Sangara Jaya Jaya Sangara. Take your two hands, feel your two hands. Feel your left hand is your mother, your right hand is your father, left hand is your breath, right hand as your right breath. Left hand as the moon within, right hand as the sun within. Clap your hands. Aragara Sangara Jaya Jaya Sangara 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 Aragara Sangara Jaya Jaya Sangara. Understand Mother Kundalini as a nada. Nada is resonance. Nada is the resonance of the vibrant states of joy within the mantra that we tap into as a nada. That nada state of Mother Kundalini is a dance. Aragara Sangara Jaya Jaya Sangara 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 Aragara Sangara Jaya Jaya Sangara. Rub your palms together. Feel the blessings and touch. Receive the blessings of your highest self, of Mother Kundalini, as the states of joy, the states of bliss, the states of wisdom. Hold the breath. Look through the third eye and visualize the sun breath, Lord Shiva energy having come together along with the goddess energy through the third eye. This is the bindu, right in the center. In the center is Mother Kundalini giving us our highest dimensional reality. The highest dimensional reality is conscious Samadhi. It is the Guru. It is the awake Guru within ourselves. It is the union of the goddess and God, the six-pointed star, the third eye. So look to the third eye. Through the resonance, Mother Kundalini is. The resonance is in the Brahmari Nadi. Before we do this, let Nandhi mention a story. We would go to see Rajasamy, and years back, Nandhi would go as often as possible to go see Rajasamy, and so the Rajasamy, you had to earn, we had to earn, the teaching would come, but his teaching would come, but it would come only at the right point in time, and it would not also be all the time. Anytime you go see him, he's going to say, hey, here it is, and give you the teachings. No. It had to sort of be earned. It had to also, we had also to mature out to it. And sometimes, there is, we might not be ready, so we are not receiving it. But one day, Rajasamy called Nandhi into the room and said, come, I want you to experience Mother Kundalini. And he went into the Brahmari Nadi. Now, when he says, I want you to experience, it means he's giving it to you. In other words, right now, each one of you are here, you are receiving Mother Kundalini's grace with you, with each of you. So, he took Nandhi and went into the Brahmari Nadi, and he just wouldn't come back. He went on and on and on into the resonance, and Nandhi could only see a golden light. And we realized this was Mother Kundalini as in the definition of actual experiences. So, this is the Mother Kundalini is effectively transmitted through the third eye. Mother Kundalini transmitted through the mantra is not only safe, it has less ego involved in it. See, everyone's looking for a miracle. Everyone wants a Christ. They read about it. He got a dead guy, a bug, dead guy up. He did all these miracles. Everyone's looking for these miracles. But what if we knew that all these miracles are within ourselves? And what if we knew that the inner Guru, when awake, is capable, very capable of being able to align itself to the vast threshold of infinite wisdom? So this realization is imparted through the mantra grace that carries with it the lineages of light. Mother Kundalini, born out of the seeds of blessings, is super beautiful realities. So, when we say the mantra to the third eye, let's go into the mantra Harakara Sankara Jaya Jaya Sankara, but turn your tongue backwards and go into the Kechari Mudra. Kechari Mudra is when your tongue goes backwards and connect it to the third eye, the light we see in the third eye. doing this, visualize the pillar of light and visualize the breath swirling and swirling. Visualize all the beings of light, all the angelic beings swirling and swirling and coming upwards. Third eye, connect to the Guru, connect to, if you don't have a Guru, you may have read the Bible, Christ is your Guru. Any being, hold those beings, whoever has given you wisdom, hold them in the third eye and connect to them through the Brahmari Nadi. The Guru's presence is very important because the Guru is consciousness. That consciousness is within, that consciousness is outside, but that consciousness which is within is lit from outside and lit from inside but guided. And that guide is once again consciousness, the Guru, the third eye. The third eye is the Guru. Siddhar had something beautiful to teach Nandhi last time we went, and that was as to how when we do the Brahmari Nadi, that resonance with the tongue backwards, how we imagine ourselves going around clockwise, then counterclockwise. You could do it 3 times, clockwise, counterclockwise. Just imagine yourselves going around through the third eye, the pillar of light, and we're going around the pillar of light, up above with the crown chakra. Palms together, receive the blessings of all of the highest of consciousness, of being awake as a supreme self, Lord Shiva. Rub your palms together and receive the energies and blessings. So, divine beings. See, Mother Kundalini essentially is a concept, a specific facet of energy that we wake up, and as we wake Mother Kundalini up, we understand her to being our own inner fire, and this inner fire can grow into the blessings of enlightenment. And as we grow the fire upwards into the higher and higher realms, we are also understanding that she is merging with Shiva consciousness. And this is the third eye. So later on today, when you are by yourself or later on, bring your focus to the third eye, understanding her, understanding the spot, the third eye spot, the bindu to being the epicenter of Goddess Kundalini after she has been woken up. So when you say a mantra, for instance, the Shiva mantra, when you say the Shiva mantra, we are activating Mother Kundalini as a bliss. So, Sachidananda means the experience of bliss. This experience of bliss, as bliss is Mother Kundalini. not making a big deal of Mother Kundalini other than understanding her as our worship, understanding her as a part of our consciousness, understanding the superhuman within ourselves when we are awake, when we are in the joyful state. That is her worship, her complete worship. So, yes, the question here is, what is the difference between the inner fire and the Supreme Self? The inner fire allows us to awaken to understand ourselves as the soul, and that soul is actually the Supreme Ghost, the Supreme Self. That soul is Jivatma becoming Paramatma. Jiva is individual entity, Param is infinite. So the inner fire is what enables us to grow and grow and grow and grow into experiencing our own self, the soul, as Lord Shiva, as infinite God. The moment we wake up to understanding that we are the soul, the Supreme Ghost, the Supreme Self, having the human experience, we would want to keep it at all times. And how do we keep it at all times? We wake up the inner fire. So the yogic discipline forms around us wanting to keep that inner fire glowing and growing and radiating and becoming more and giving more of the blissful state of Mother Kundalini. The next question we have before us is, what is the burning sensation common at this stage? Yes, it is very common. Nandhi, when Nandhi would meditate in those days, the room would heat up. Like there would be so much of heat emanating from the room that nobody could actually be in that room when Nandhi was. We would heat up the room. So actually we went and asked the sage during Mahasavaratri time, saying, Swamiji, this is happening to me. What is this? The whole room is heating up. It's like as though there's fire in the room. Please guide us. And the first question he asked was, are you married? So Nandhi said, at that time, yes, we were married. And Nandhi said, yes, I'm married. Do you have children? Nandhi said, no. He said, go home now. And when you go home, you need to have children. Now Nandhi is wondering, why today Nandhi asked this one question. Why on earth would he have got that was this question when he talked about Mother Kundalini? Why would he want to say that? Now, then he mentions, when Mother Kundalini is, also understand that you have realities to take care of. You have so much of Mother Kundalini coming through you, but you also need to make sure that you are evolving through chakras. Mother Kundalini is an evolution through each chakra. The first is the root chakra, then comes the Guru chakra, and then we climb up and up and up. But each chakra is a reality, and each reality has to be fulfilled, inspired, completed. Then we climb to the next. That is Mother Kundalini's worship. Understanding from stage to stage. When we jump right on top without giving the honor to the goddess of evolution within ourselves, then there's so much scandals, there's so much of hassle it causes, like all the scandals we've seen regarding sexual perversion. So, Mother Kundalini essentially is also understood as Tantiram, Tantra, simply because there is the states of joy that she is. Above, she is the karmic orgasm. On the physical dimension, she is the human orgasm. But the connectivity of both is the states of joy. The states of cosmic orgasm is perpetuality. The perpetuality of joy. That is Mother Kundalini as the inner fire having grown up to be. So, when you have these burning sensations, understand it as wow. Simple, wow. Understand Mother Kundalini as bliss, joy, a superior state. Why we say it's superior is It's definitely taking us to evolve ourselves to the next dimension that we are. It definitely means our spiritual sphere is expanding, and it also means that we are in grace of the divine. What if we don't have these sensations? What if we don't have any one of this stuff? This burning sensation or anything at all? Do not worry. Go into the mantra, go into the states of joy, find the states of joy in the mantra. That is the truth, and don't worry about anything else. Mother Kundalini, she'll come. She is there in the states of joy anyways. It's not that she's going to come, she's already there the moment we awaken to the states of joy. So, never ever compare Kundalini through reading or hearing even Nandhi talk about Kundalini or anyone else's experience. Each one of us are capable of our own unique Mother Kundalini experience and call her Mother Kundalini. Respect her, worship her. She is love, she is light, she is states of joy. She is the passion within the states of joy. And she is that which evolves us through the states of passion and joy, chakra by chakra. Yes. Any other questions, thoughts, divine beings? So, let's join again tomorrow as we journey through Lord Shiva. Allow ourselves to understand that we are the spirit having the human experience. The human, however, needs to be tended, needs to be looked after. But at the same time, when we climb up to being the spirit, when we climb up to understanding ourselves as wanting a union with Source, it all happens through the vibratory states that we are able to build. So build that vibratory state through the mantras. Go on, more of the mantras, more of the vibratory states. Yes. Gratitude, divine beings. Gratitude. Thank you for each of you being here. Thank you so much. Gratitude. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Be blessed.